Hey y'all, good afternoon. Hey Kiki, hey Haley. I am going to be doing some very slow, methodical fills on these buildings. Hope y'all are having a good day out there. It's going to go real slow today. I have lots of pencil details in these buildings here, and I have to edge all of this just so I can see where those lines are, because I'm not going to be able to recreate them if I paint over them. So yeah, it's going to be slow, but I think it's going to be worth the effort. Hope y'all are doing well. Hey y'all. I am, just gonna get right to it. I'm doing slow fills. I couldn't tell if I was muted before I switched. I think I wasn't, but I have to be extremely slow and careful, because if I cover up lines in this stage, I'm not going to be able to see them later. This black I have is pretty watery. It's a mixture of black acrylic paint and just some good old-fashioned black ink. Ooh. So we're just gonna hop right to it. Let's see how much of this I can get done in one sitting right now. I have a feeling it's gonna take me a while. And I don't have to be perfect here. I mean, if the lines are a little bit off, it's not really a huge deal, you know? I'm just gonna chill, listen to music, and get into a zone. Hopefully y'all are chilling out there yourselves, having a good Thursday. I get to use my tiny brush. This is where I really, I don't know, it's like simultaneously frustrating and really nice, like rewarding. I don't know. I like using the small brush. I like really getting into the detail work. I probably should have planned an easier way to do this, but honestly, I don't think there's really an easier way for me. You wanted an AC stream? I think I'm going to do Animal Crossing tonight. I'm going to do Animal Crossing tonight and probably Saturday. Definitely Saturday, because Hedgie's having a little party on her island to celebrate her redo. She redid her entire island to like this fashion theme. So I'm gonna head over there on Saturday night and with some outfits, some fashions, and just chill. I think she's giving away prizes and stuff too. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have a ball. Yeah, I figured I was trying to squeeze a painting stream in, and I don't know, it's a lot harder to squeeze them in at night because I just don't feel like doing it as much at night. So daytime works pretty well for this, I think. I should probably have some other colors on standby to use, but I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna have to layer stuff over the black for sure, so I might as well just focus on the black now. But I'm glad you stopped in, Kiki and Haley. I'm just gonna get into a groove. Oh, your island's getting a redo? What are you doing? Are you you said you were moving stuff the other day, right? Moving buildings around and stuff? Come on, there we go. Gotta cover up that gap. I'm gonna need so much black paint. I've got to do like all of these buildings in black because we're going for like a night sky or a night silhouette, city sky like silhouette. So I'm gonna do mostly black, and then I'll probably do a lot of these windows and features in the color that's near that area. So like down here there'll be red, here there'll be teal, up here there'll be blue. Sometimes, yeah, when I'm looking at Instagram, sometimes I will like set the phone down and forget about it. Or I'm like on the couch watching TV and, you know, kind of glance away for a moment. I thought you were moving buildings. I thought I saw. But I didn't know, like, if you had a theme in mind or what. Yeah, a lot of the time when I'm like on Instagram or on my phone, I'm kind of like watching TV at the same time, typically. I never am like fully invested in what I'm looking at on Instagram or any social media, really, to be honest. Are you gonna keep your brick pattern? This black has really good coverage. It's like not streaky at all. I need to get this brand again. It's Liquitex. Having a hard time decorating the old spot where Nook's Cranny used to be. I'm sure it'll be a welcome little reprieve from every day. Family, Rochester to Chicago. Well, that's not a bad flight at all. What, that's like 2 hours or something at most? Maybe not even. The flight's probably what, like, not that much. I would imagine that'd be a pretty short and cheap flight. I've never been on an airplane. Can y'all believe it? In my mid-30s, I have never, ever been in an airplane. I guess that's not that shocking. Charlotte's got a decent-sized airport, but I don't know. I've just never been on an airplane. Almost like 2 hours there and a little over 2. Oh, okay, you have to go against this current. Interesting. Yeah, that's a short flight. That's not bad at all. I know that, like, to go anywhere like East Coast, not full out to the Midwest, is like no more than 2 hours in general. It's like from North Carolina, I could probably get to New York in about the same amount of time if I took a flight. Maybe slightly longer than 2 hours. I'm not even totally clear. I think most of it's probably what, like layover and well, I guess there wouldn't be a layover on a short flight. Just like sitting on the plane waiting for it to take off, I guess. I know, this is like the most mind-numbing painting to watch, I'm sure, y'all. It's like literally just filling black. Fun times, so fun. We flew directed to be about 2.5 hours in the air from Charlotte. But that's not bad at all, yeah. Yeah, that's very short. So much better than driving, jeez. A drive. I know driving up the East Coast is nightmarish. I haven't been up like to the Northeast, New York and stuff since I was a teenager. And the drive was hellacious. Alright, the cool thing about these buildings and stuff is there's so many small lines and details. I can really like section it off super easily. You know, it's like a puzzle. It's like putting together a puzzle, you know. I just treat each piece like, okay, I'm hunting down this piece in the pile, and then once I find it, connect it in, it is in, you know. So that's kind of how I treat these types of things. I'm always like, I'm big on color blocking, I'm big on layering, so this is just like still the underpainting a bit. I think what I'm gonna have to do is also outline all of these buildings with red, I think maybe. Make them glow, make them pop a little bit better, because once I get up here in the tip top, it's gonna blend too far into the background, you know. You're lucky you could get it direct from Rochester to Chicago. Usually have to drive to Buffalo. That is nice. I feel like Rochester's a pretty small Well, not small. I guess small is not the right word. It's not like a major city in New York, is it? It's the capital's Albany. I'm trying to think what the capital was. Is Rochester? It's third largest? Okay. Is it more like in the, I don't even know, my geography is terrible. I mean, I know some things, but is Rochester's in like, is it in the central part of the state? This line's a little wonky. This doesn't make sense. This building looks bowed. I'm gonna have to like cut into it better. Albany's pretty small. Rochester's toward, oh, okay, it's toward the west. Oh, it's on the Great Lakes. Honestly, driving through, like, I guess, I mean, you wouldn't call it rural New York, but like the Appalachian area of New York, all those rolling mountain hills, so pretty. It very much is like the western part of North Carolina visually, which means it's really pretty. Still looks a little bowed. Most of it's pretty rural. Yeah. Honestly, you know, when you don't live there, you just think that, okay, New York City, urban, but it's really not at all. Like, at all. But I think that's like a southern conception, you know? Honestly, I think a lot of people in a lot of parts of the US really don't realize how similar other parts of the US are to where they live. You know, especially the South. Like, you live in the South, you're like, oh, all these other parts of the country are so developed. They're really not. They're just the same, basically. America as a whole, like visually, I feel like since the probably, I guess it happened around the 80s, the 90s, it all just is very homogenized. Like, there's not a lot of variation in the styling of a lot of places outside of major cities that have character, you know? Like, obviously a city like Philly looks different than Boston, looks different than Charlotte, looks different than New York, but like areas outside of those huge urban centers really all kind of look the same. It's all strip malls. And even, honestly, a lot of cities these days look very similar. Especially cities that have blown up since the 90s. Alright, I gotta not get too bogged down about perfectly following my pencil lines, because it's not, I mean, a lot of it's getting painted over, so I shouldn't focus too obsessively on that stuff. I kind of need to be a little more quick about it, since I have kind of a time limit with this piece. Trying to finish it within about 20 hours. And if I can finish it faster, that's obviously even better. This is going to be the most time-consuming aspect, 100%. So many bits, tiny little bits. Oh, forgot, when I play music I need to open a certain app so stream functions work. Alright, this little area in particular is very densely packed with windows. Hopefully when I get past like this area, this doesn't have nearly as many like little edging rectangles and stuff. I tried to like stylize it a bit and not cram in all the details, but sometimes my brain just can't help itself. This black paint and ink combo though is super efficient. So we've got really good coverage, a really smooth application. I'm not going to need to do multiple layers, which is a godsend. Sometimes I wish like I didn't have to have the painting static. Sometimes it's just easier as a left-handed person to like flip or turn the canvas in a way that I can get a good angle with my hand, because I don't know, I find it difficult sometimes to get some lines based on the way I have to angle my hand.
never be good enough. I want you, babe. Just let me try once more and just a beat. Let me get close enough to hold you, babe.
I thought about doing Super Mario 3D All-Stars today, but I decided against it. Honestly, the fact that they're just straight up emulations is a little bit of a bummer to me. Like with the original All-Stars, at least they upscaled it a bit. I mean, the upscaling looked a little bit whack in some spots, but you know, at least they, you know, they could have like really done some amazing thing with the textures. At least in 64. Maybe not as much in like Galaxy. Let's see, I think there's a line here. Some of this pencil's a bit rubbed and faded. It's okay, Fruity, you must be over there packing if you're still around. Packing that suitcase. I wonder if Chicago must be getting kind of cold. Oh, you packed on your lunch break? Oh, it's only, okay, the 60s, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. It's like perfect. Oh, you work from home? Nice. And it's stuff from all around the world. So they get like products from China and like arts and crafts type stuff as well, not just like, you know, it's just a lot of, it's like an eclectic mix of housewares. And also they had like a grocery section, so they'd have like snacks and certain groceries from different countries and stuff that you couldn't necessarily get in the States everywhere. Of course, the markup was pretty big compared to a lot of other, you know, but you could find like candies from Europe or Japan or whatever. Never heard of it before. It was a cool place to work. The pay was not great. I actually threw an application over there after, you know, like as soon as I got the news, and I heard back from him today actually. But I'm gonna hold off a bit because I can find any retail job that's gonna pay me around $10 an hour or less anytime. So, you know, if that one falls through, it's not really a big loss because I can literally find that anywhere. What it is, he said, I mean, he basically offered me the job. It was someone I'd worked with previously. He's like the manager of the store. So I could have had the job right away if I wanted it. I just had to go in for a formality and do an interview or whatever. But the pay sucks. But if I'm desperate, I'm kind of waiting on like my unemployment to see what's happening with that. Because if they're gonna include another topper on that, then I'm gonna hold off and I'm gonna keep applying for higher paying jobs like through the end of the year. Hopefully I can find something that's like work from home or you know, better paying. Even if it's retail, like just in general. I mean the pay there is pretty dismal. So I can find that literally anywhere. Because I'm thinking if this election goes well, or if Republicans are desperate, they may extend the unemployment topper. I did apply. Obviously, I applied for unemployment after getting laid off. And I got approved, but I just don't know, like, right now our state's unemployment's like kind of not worth it. Like, it's a very small amount per week. So like over the course of the month it'd be enough for me to pay my portion of my husband and I's apartment rent, but it's certainly not something I could survive off of. I have a lot of money saved up, fortunately. Like I didn't go into this with nothing, you know. I have a decent amount of money in my account because I'm just not like a big spender. Your job's not work from home. However, you got hired and started in August. They gave you a bunch of equipment to work from home, so you eventually have to go to an office. I feel like going to an office wouldn't be that bad. Like, I don't know. I've thought about, you know, I'm gonna apply for like data entry or just general admin jobs, stuff like that. Just see what happens. I mean, it can't hurt, right? I need to like tweak my resume though. Partner and I only have one car, and the longer you can work from home, the better. Yeah, that's true. I bought a Hyundai Accent back in 2015. It's like the cheapest Hyundai you could buy at the time. and it was worth it. I paid it off within like 2 years, again, because my husband's very supportive. So he obviously helped me by buying all the food and lots of living expenses while I focused on paying for my car and my student loans at the time. I finished paying off my student loans, I guess it was last year, so thank God, man. I never thought that day would come until I was in like my mid-40s. But since I have a wonderful husband who really does help me in so many ways, it was actually like a reality. And we were like, we rented rooms from people for a couple years. Like, we didn't really have our own place from 2017 to late 2019. Honestly, actually before 2017, like 2016. So for like 3 years, we were just renting rooms and paying very little. No, we were like renting a room inside someone else's. So we would just like, it's like a sublet kind of thing. Not really official. We didn't sign leases or anything. It was mostly just like friends. Plus New York and snow for the winter. True. Yeah, if you live in the western part of the state, that's definitely a little more scary. Alright, these lines, this is looking really weird. It's like more vertical there. Yeah, driving in the snow's kind of scary. But yeah, we sublet for years, and that helped me pay off my loans, and it helped. Honestly, we didn't start really getting to save money until like late last year, so we kind of, and then all this shit happened, you know? Like the place we were living in before here, even though it was kind of like a rundown duplex situation, it was so cheap for a 2-bedroom duplex in Charlotte that it was like unreal. It was like a once in a lifetime thing. I don't think we'll ever find a deal that good again. It was like $750 a month for a 2-bedroom duplex with like hardwood floors and shit. But it did have some issues. Like it was, I mean, it wasn't to the point of being condemned, but you could tell like the property hadn't really been kept up very well for at least like a decade. But it was a pretty ideal situation. It was in like, see, the thing was, it wasn't really rough at all. Like, for how badly it was maintained, it was actually in pretty good shape. And it was in a part of town that was, I mean, it was surrounded by like $1 million plus homes. It was in like a extremely wealthy part of town, and it was like right beside a private school. It's just that that property owner never sold it, and they just kept renting it out. So it was nice though, but eventually we were there for almost a year before we found out that they were selling it. Yeah, it was in a, like, honestly, the fact that it was $750, I don't think the guy, maybe he was just really, like, for a landlord, actually pretty nice. But I mean, he's sitting on a gold mine. I'm honestly surprised he didn't sell it like decades ago, because it was worth million. I mean, the land was worth at least a couple $1 million, just the land, because of where it was located in town. Anyway, the private school ended up buying it, obviously, because it was literally surrounded by a private school in like a horseshoe formation. So like 3 sides of the lot were just surrounded by the school, and the other side was just like the road. yeah, it wasn't very well maintained. So I guess that's why it was so cheap. He just didn't really want to maintain it. He also didn't really make us sign a lease. So it was kind of like a month-to-month thing. Which he probably didn't make us sign a lease because he was planning on selling it within the year. And was just trying to get somebody in there to like fill the unit for the remainder of the time before the sale went through or whatever. Which is fine. I mean, we got a good almost a year out of it. It was nice though. I had my own. I didn't really stream as much then. I wish I would have, but yeah, I had like my painting room. I had like my painting and my streaming stuff was in a separate room. But Animal Crossing hadn't been released yet, so I wasn't really like deep into streaming. I mean, I was doing some Mario Maker streams and stuff, but this was last year. We moved out of there in March of this year. Like, basically, we moved into this new place the week the shutdown occurred across the nation, basically. So we were there, like, spring of last year to about early spring of this year. Hey, Beefriv. How y'all doing? I'm doing well. Just doing some slow, methodical painting over here. I got my pencil, my stuff all penciled out, and I'm just trying to be real careful to do some of these details without totally botching it. Thank you. Yeah, basically at this point it's like putting together a puzzle. I just have to like slowly and methodically get each little area filled. Yeah, this is definitely the most tedious part of it, because once I do this, I'm basically just filling in all these lines and small spaces, these windows and stuff with color, and maybe adding in some other flourishes of detail, which that'll go pretty quick. And then I'm gonna do the sky as well. I actually need to do splatter in the sky for stars and stuff. Yeah, the place we're living in now, we've been in since March. Like, we moved in, I think it was like March 20th, and then the governor ordered a shutdown in our state on the 24th. So we were here for like 4 days. And then it was like, this fucking flies. Then it was, yeah, we basically had to stay in the apartment after moving in for like 3 weeks straight. Which was kind of nice, not gonna lie. I loved it. But unfortunately, since my bosses were assholes, they made me go back to work after only 3 weeks. Weeks before the shutdown was lifted. Something I did in this building doesn't make sense. I think I need to go like that. Oh yeah, I messed something up here. It's fine, I can fix it. The good thing with Yupo paper is it's always fixable. Oh wait, no, I still... Yeah, I'm gonna have to like take a little toothpick or something and re-gouge that out. Yep, it was a short time. It definitely was. Should have been longer. Probably, I mean, I would have gotten more UI, I would have been safer, I wouldn't have been as unhappy when I went back, and I probably would still have my job. Even though I'm starting to feel like now they probably were always planning to lay one of us off, one of the managers. And since my attitude was worse, it was just the easier choice for them. But yeah, the state was shut down on the 24th of March, and I stopped working. Basically, I think she had us come in like one extra day to kind of like, yeah, it was like the 25th or 26th, and then I had to promptly go back on the 20th of April. So yeah, 3 weeks. Maybe like 3 weeks in a day. Do I have a toothpick around? Yeah, 3 weeks felt like nothing. I mean, I did get 3 full weeks of like pure Animal Crossing bliss. It was nice, but would have been nicer if it had been the appropriate amount of time as allotted by the governor of the state. Alright, that's mostly solved. I can clean that up a bit later when it actually dries. But see, the shutdown was actually closer to 5 weeks. She just brought us back 2 weeks early and fucked us over. So I got screwed out of like 2 weeks of UI pay with the federal topper. So I lost like a couple $1,000s by supporting my boss, and then I go and get fired months later. So it's the last time I do that. If I'm gonna get fired, I might as well speak my mind, right? Yeah, it was closer to a 5 week, 5.5, 6 week shutdown, honestly. But my boss was desperate to recoup some losses, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come and help you out. I guess I need the money. And see, the thing was, like, my UI didn't go through until like literally 2 days after I went back to work. Like, I filled it out the day the shutdown occurred, and then because the system was so overwhelmed, I never got any kind of response, didn't know if I was getting it or anything until I think it was like the 22nd of April, and I went back to work on the 20th of April. So if I had seen how much money I was getting, I would have said no. I just need to like wipe that up clean. It's a disaster. We were only the last state to close and first to reopen, so you're only off 2 months. Yeah, so we re-entered phase 2 of reopening phase 1 of reopening on April, whatever it was, April 20th, 22nd? Some ASMR, yeah. Yeah. By supporting my bosses, I lost thousands. Pretty demoralizing. And then when I even was like, you know, maybe we can work something out where I come in and work and you know, etc., etc., and it, no. Alright, that's better-ish. You're off 2 months. You were closed March 15th, came back in May. Yeah, we were supposed to go back in May. But I went back in April like a dumbass. When I could have refused. I should have refused. Because I wouldn't have been able to be fired for that. Or at least not, you know, on paper. I'm sure they would have found another reason to make up something. Clearly, I mean, look where I am now, right? Not bitter. Alright, that's fine if it looks a little ugly. I can clean that up when I go to actually paint it in. Okay. I gotta quit obsessing on that spot. Let's bring this all the way down. Oh, they certainly did. They 100% did. They used the PPP funds for rent, because there's like a loophole. There was a loophole in it where you could use it for expenses and rent outside of just payroll for employees, but you had to bring all your employees back. But they brought everyone back, but they just cut my hours. They cut everyone's hours, and would only work people who were working 3 or 4 days, 1 day a week. So they were brought back, but clearly not in a way that would benefit them, but would only benefit the business. Shysters. Total shysters. Dude, I am fucking this whole building up. What did I do? Yep, payroll protection was more like business discretion. Anyway, all the choices they made like left such a sour taste in my mouth. I just could not hide my displeasure. And ultimately, I can make what I was making there as a cashier at Target and basically just be a cashier and not have to like completely manage a staff and make schedules and do production work, load kilns, unload kilns, call hundreds of bags a week. It was a lot of work. So, not really a huge loss. Worked at a can redemption center when you were in high school and definitely had some regulars who'd be in weekly. Yeah, I already got a text from one of my, like the other manager, that when someone heard that I had, like I didn't work there anymore. Because I used to, I mean, you work during the day, you see a lot of the same people, you know? And we got a lot of like special needs, like adults and that would come in with like their parents, you know, they'd be special needs, but they'd be in their 30s, 40s, and I'd chat with them a lot. And when the girl found out that I left, apparently she was not happy. Oh yeah, they were calling it leader pay, but I was getting like $13 an hour. To be like to basically manage the place. There were two of us at that level, that pay level, and the girl that's still there doing it is probably still at that pay level. I hope she asks for a raise for her sake. She deserves it. She was a very hard worker. She deserves honestly so much more. I hope she seizes this opportunity because if they didn't have her, they'd have to do everything themselves, and they don't even know how to do it. So she could really ask for a pretty significant raise right now. I hope she does. I don't know if she has yet. I've like texted her a little bit, you know, kind of gently trying to encourage her to do so. But she is afraid, especially after seeing me get fired. I think they've like probably use that as a bit of leverage to like probably like intimidation, you know, so she doesn't. Anyway, anyone else they find that they want to give all those duties to that's not her, they're gonna have a hard time keeping anyone because it's way too much work for $13 an hour. Like in North Carolina, 13's decent for retail, but it's not livable by any means. Oh yeah, if she left, they would have no one to do any of the essential. They would have no one that could load kilns, no one that could glaze the pottery. They'd have to make all the schedules themselves. They'd have to call all the bags themselves. They'd have to handle every single customer interaction. They'd have to do all their office paperwork and taxes themselves. They'd have to do all the other daily operations, you know, stocking things, unpacking orders. It would be a shit show. There's no way they could handle it. That's why I've been gently pushing her like, hey, before it's too far out from my firing, you need to like tell them that you need more money. Like if they're gonna, because all they're gonna do is take everything that I was having to do and give it to her, and unless she asks for a raise, they're not gonna offer it, especially right now when they're like, the business is struggling. Like, well, I'm also struggling, you know. That's what I would have said. I'm also struggling. I need more money. If you're giving me more responsibility, if you're giving me all of John's responsibilities to take over, I need more money. Like if it were me, if I had been the one that didn't get fired and she got fired, I would have walked in the next day and be like, okay, well, if I'm getting all of her responsibilities, I'm getting a raise, right? Which is probably why I was the one that got fired. Because I was over the bullshit.
Deep in the night when needed most, unsure you cannot be beneath
I would have cut right to it. Because I would have known, I'm the only one there that could do everything. You better believe it.
How could you stand it? How could you stand it? How could you stand it if the storms never came?
Oh my god, I hate this building. I mean, I fixed the problem, but it still looks a little bit off. I'm just gonna live with it. It's fine.
Let's go far to the countryside and live among the green, beside the fire, the sweeter life, and all the while we'll sing and plant in rows the fruit you want. Train hands to push the clay and pulling close, you feed the ones you don't want far away. How could you stand?
I left Sears a year after the store closed. It wasn't because of me, obviously, but it's funny seeing a place you don't like. Yeah, I'm not sure they're gonna survive all of this. Like, oh shit, they still have like I think 3 years left on their lease or something like that. And honestly, like in that shopping center, a lot of places went out of business during COVID. Like there was a bunch of restaurants that just straight up aren't coming back and stuff like that. There was a movie theater, and the movie theater was like the main reason that like the pottery shop did so well, because it's like if the movies are sold out, the families will just come to us. Well, the movie theater may never open back up. So, I think they had always planned on letting one of us go. And I just gave them an easy out because my attitude was so poor. And I was actually getting paid less than the girl that I was the other manager, which I figured out and also pissed me off because I had been there longer than her. So that also led to my decline in mood, or contributed to, I should say. She was a great worker though. She deserved every penny she got, like 100%. I just wish I had been making the same as her. She deserved that raise. She deserves what she's getting paid. 100%. They just shortchanged me, was what the issue was. Oh my god, my brush is shedding. Oops, sorry. It's flaking. Yeah, I'm gonna miss working with her. She was my favorite part of that job, was working with her. We leaned on each other a lot for support and just to help each other get everything done each week. I feel bad because I know she's gonna get worn out. She left a little bit a couple years ago. She found a really good seasonal job and wasn't around during the busiest time of the year, and it was terrible for me. So I know they're gonna overwork the hell out of her. I feel for her. I really do. She's such a good person. I shouldn't talk to her about her in the past tense, I'm never gonna see her again. Because I'll see her again. Once she claws her way out of there. Alright, those lines are okay on that building. They're alright. I'm not super happy with them, but they'll suffice.
So light it up, square.
Some classic Radiohead B-sides. So while that song has been kicking around in their catalog since like 1996, and they just released it on like a rarities collection. What was it, last year? 2019? I was a big Radiohead fan in like early college and high school. So I had like yes, at this point I would love a job that's got benefits. 100%. I mean, I'm in my mid 30s now, so like this is when you can start actually getting catastrophic health problems, you know? I mean, Obamacare is nice, but you know, a great insurance policy that's not just catastrophic health coverage would be great. I mean, I don't want to like be stuck even paying $6,000 to $8,000 a year if I get like a serious illness. Like, it's just not feasible. Right now, I don't even have Obamacare. Because I couldn't afford that on my job. So I just opted out. You don't have health insurance either. Yeah, I couldn't, I mean, on what, $1,500 a month take home? $200 is huge. I couldn't, and it was actually more like $280 was like the cheapest one, and that's for like you'll owe $8,000 or whatever the yearly deductible was, so that it doesn't even pay for anything below $8,000. So it's like basically I would be paying $200 and something a month to be covered if something really terrible happens to me. So like all medications, all visits, everything was not covered. It's like stupid. Yeah, I hope. I mean, even the Affordable Care Act is not enough. It's not enough. It's a great start, but it's not enough. Universal health care. It's where we need to be at by now. It's like I worked my ass off for 5 years for this company and have like nothing to show for it other than the money that's in my bank account right now. Which, after 5 years of working for a company, it should be more than what it is. I tell my husband, I'm like, I mean, obviously I'm gonna vote for the Democrat, but like last time I did not think Trump was gonna win and he won, so I am not discounting anything happening until it's confirmed he has lost. And even then, I just think he's gonna try and pull some crazy shit because he's a fucking petulant child. Health is such an obvious priority that you has to be arguing about. There's nothing to debate. Everyone should be able to go to the doctor without worrying. Yep, agreed. The two biggest issues are healthcare, and honestly, even bigger than healthcare is fucking saving the planet, dude. Climate change. We are running out of time. Time is almost up. And it, we're essentially at the door. We don't have time to, like, let it keep skating through. There is no more time for that. The call for action is 2016, and we're 4 years late on that. In fact, I'd say actually we're more like 8 years late because he's rolled back all the progress that was made. So it's like, not only do we have to fix what he did, we also have to, like, keep pushing it forward. What's so divisive about saving the world? I know, man. What is... It's because it doesn't profit. There's no profit in saving the planet. Capitalism is truly sick and twisted. It is outdated, and it's problematic in every way. It is a sick-ass mindset. And not a good sick-ass, a real bad one. But I think you try to tell anyone over the age of, like, 50 that, and they just don't believe you. I think Gen Xers are maybe a little more willing to, but Boomers definitely not. Boomers are so stuck inside their bubble that I don't think they'll ever make their way out. I think it's too late for them. Like, they hear the word communism and they're like, or it's gonna be destroyed. Well, you know what? It's basically, it needs to be about the world, not about the nation. This whole scared of losing, patriotism and all that bullshit. It's just, like, crazy to me. I feel like they're living more according to the 80s, In the 80s, everything was looking up, The 80s was a time of excess. The 80s was like the modern day manifest destiny where, like, you could get away with anything. You could do anything. You could afford anything. And that's basically, they led us down the path to where we are now. The choices they made then are directly implicated where we are now. Because the 60s, they were kids, I mean, I guess your world shapes around maybe your childhood to some degree, for sure, but it just seems like they're really unwilling to let go of those conceptions that they formed in their, like, early adult lives, when they were starting their families and buying their homes. Our generation can't even afford to own property. Like, that, just straight up not within the realm of possibility for, like, a huge chunk of the millennial generation. And even Gen Xers, like, I mean, they're a little better off. They still own only like millennials and Gen Xers only own, like, less than 20% of the nation's assets and real estate and property You know? That is ridiculous. Gen Xers are in like their 50s now. And not even they were afforded the same opportunities. I mean, it was still easier to get a home, you know, in the 90s or after the 2008 economic crash if you were financially smart before it happened, you know, and you didn't take on some insane mortgage, but like, I don't know. Hey, Wander. How's it going? Yeah, there's just, I don't know. I think when our generation takes power, when millennials and Zoomers finally seize control of the systems, I hope, I guess I shouldn't like say like bank on it or anything, but I think a lot of young people see how flawed the system is and they're way more willing to change it. Guess what? Because we've never had anything from it. We've never benefited from it. We've only been like taken advantage of. So to us, like dismantling the healthcare industry or dismantling like banking bullshit, it's like that's not going to affect us because we don't have anything that can be affected. So I think like rich people and the upper class is going to have a way harder time convincing millennials and Zoomers that the systems that are in place are to their benefit. I just don't see that happening. I don't see millennials on the same trajectory as boomers, you know? Boomers grew up in the 60s and 70s and 80s where, you know, there was opportunities abound. You could buy a house for $60,000. You could afford a house on a single income. You could, you know, all that. That's not a reality anymore. That is not the world we live in. And I think millennials are aware of that, and they have no problems calling that shit out. I don't know. I'm not really like a smart person when it comes to politics, but I do have opinions. I wonder what color I should do these trees and stuff. I'm thinking like a blue. I'll bring the blue from here into the trees. Play with the colors a little bit. I don't want to do green. I'm trying to keep the color palette on this one a little more limited than my usual stuff, which is very rainbow most of the time. Like I throw in all the colors. Oh, Mario All-Stars isn't here yet. That's why I don't do physical copies. I can't wait. I want it right when I want it. I actually haven't booted it up yet. Sorry, I'm looking around, taking like a little break from looking down so much. Paint by numbers right now. Follow the lines. Which is honestly very soothing. Alright, maybe we can get through this building, maybe this whole section. I'm gonna try and buckle down. I think I rubbed a lot of that pencil off on that. Where's my pencil? Oh, it's out for delivery. Nice. Is it UPS or something? Oh my god, this part's gonna be kind of a pain. You didn't want to drive to Best Buy to pick it up. It's super easy. Every time I've ever done stuff like that, I usually just do pick up in the store. Because it goes pretty quick. Okay, that'll work. I'm gonna keep this building's mostly just a big black block, except for this top area.
You could tell a lie just like I want. You could hide the truth a little longer. 'Cause I'm so used to being where
About
it's
time.
warm.
Hey, yep. Going
It's cold
slowly,
outside,
real
don't make me
slowly.
leave the water.
Yeah, I'm trying to really limit my color palette because I have a tendency to go way overboard and add like all the colors. So I'm really trying to temper that impulse. So far, so good. I think I'm gonna do like blue, all this like tree line stuff. It's gonna be like blue to tie the blue from there in, and then I think I'm gonna do a lot of the outlines of the buildings. I'm gonna like do them in white and then go back over them with like an ombre red to teal to blue to match the sky. It's kind of my general plan right now, and then I gotta add like splatter in the sky for stars. Which I probably should have done before I started doing this. But I really wanted to like get some of this underway because it's the most what's the word? It's like the most daunting part. It's the most like heavy lifting of the painting is doing what I'm doing now. You have a camper? Don't know. Care to guess? I'm gonna say it is somebody lame. Like what's a kangaroo name? Maybe Carrie? We'll say Carrie, just because I can't think of another kangaroo's name. Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but this is the worst part because I'm having to carefully edge like all of this stuff. Because if I cover it in the black, I'll never be able to recover it, you know? Which I should have probably planned it a different way, but I didn't, so here I am.
I know you are in another place.
Truffles. Yeah, it's pretty lame. At least you got the good pig already in your town. I don't know why people love Agnes so much. She seems kind of basic to me, but I'm not big on the pig. Off-brand Gala. Yeah, angry Gala. Alright, I think the rest of this is just going to be solid. People like Agnes? Apparently. I guess because she's a black pig, right? I mean, I guess there's something to like there. I find her pretty underwhelming myself, but I think we're gonna leave these spikes unpainted. Those are gonna be like lights. Any luck on the job front? No. I mean, I sent out an application to World Market, like, basically directly after losing the other job, and they did call me back today, but the pay is so shitty. That I basically said, let me think about it. And then, you know, if I can't find anything else, I guess I'll take that later, but I'm not really in a rush to work more retail for less than what I was making, you know? Boris? Oh, Boris is number one pig. Without a doubt. Undoubtedly so. I knew I was going to get a call back from World Market, though, because I know the guy who manages it. Because he used to manage the pottery store before it changed ownership. Back in the day, back in like 2012, when I got hired in the first place. Cool guy. I did enjoy working for him a lot, but the pay just sucks at World Market. Plus, I'm waiting to see what's happening with unemployment. What year did you work in the pizza place? What year was that? 20 She was like, she placed her whole order. And I was like, okay, are you ready to pay? Are you paying with cash or card? And she was like, card. I was like, okay, go ahead and read off the number. She's like, hold on, I gotta go find it. And then it was like, what did she say? It was, so she was looking around for like a long time. Like she lost the card, or she was like outside and had to walk inside, or some bullshit. I was like, how are you gonna call here? I said it under my breath. I didn't say it like into the phone directly, but I like mumbled like, how are you gonna call here and not have your card ready? She was like, what? I heard that. And then damn threatened to come up to the store with her boyfriend and beat me up. Like, okay, go ahead, come on. So I just hung up. Yeah, the joys of working in a fucking chain pizza. Truly the worst. The worst. There's nothing even comparable, in my opinion. I'm sure there's like, and honestly, it might have been Hungry Howie's, because Hungry Howie's, I don't know if you have it where you live, Alex, but Hungry Howie's is like dirt pizza. It is the cheapest, nastiest. It's like basically a half step above Little Caesars, maybe, except Little Caesars doesn't deliver, so, but Hungry Howie's delivered, so you would get like just the biggest assholes on the planet. Wait, I gotta find my card. Yeah, it's like you're gonna place the whole order, you're gonna, and the order took forever. It's not like it was like she even knew her order. It took her like 5 minutes to place the damn thing, because she was asking me a bunch of dumb questions. And then when it went to be time to pay, it's like you could have spent that whole time while you were placing the order looking for your damn card, and you didn't. So yeah, I was sassy. They never came to beat me up. I also there's like a tip jar that was out on the counter there, and not once but twice teenagers rolled up in there like late at night with fucking masks on and ran up, yelled some shit, and like stole the tip jar, which probably had like some change and a couple dollars in it. I filed a fucking police report. Like, fuck this, man. Stealing fucking tips from a pizza place employee is like low. It's low as shit. Basically, when that happened, I was like, okay, all right. Yeah, they would just like put their like come in, run up in there with a mask on. It was basically robbery, except, I mean, it was non-violent. They didn't like threaten me. They just basically ran up in there with a mask on, stole the tip thing off the counter, and ran out while yelling some bullshit. I should have taken the tip thing off the counter after the first time, but, you know, trying to get some fucking tips, you know? And there was a time, like, we would close at 2 a.m. and people would come up to the window at, like, 2:20 while we're, like, cleaning up and closing, knocking on the window, like, can I come in? Or, I need to use the bathroom, or I want to get in. I'm like, no. Go away. No. We're not opening up. I'll just be like, fuck no. Get out of here. You're out of your mind if you think I'm opening the door for you at 2 a.m. after we close so you can either use the bathroom, shoot up in the bathroom, or rob me. Because there was definitely people who would go into the bathroom and get fucked up. They'd be in there for fucking ever. the most gaunt looking white person you could imagine. Why are you in the bathroom for fucking like 45 minutes, dude?
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was just an excuse for them to try and get in the store.
I don't want
So that's a big fuck no.
you try to tell me I'm wrong, that it was all in the past.
happy dogs that are constantly outside barking. We've been really lucky here. The neighbor we had upstairs literally moved out the week we moved in, and they've never put somebody back in that unit. So we have not had anyone living above us since March. It's been fucking awesome. So good. I'm trying to think of other neighbors I've had. I'm sure I've had other eccentric neighbors. Oh, I'm starting to get a little sloppy here. We had, when we lived in the duplex, one of our neighbors was like this soccer coach guy. I don't know how I guess because the duplex was only like $700 a month. And actually, I think our landlord was like flexible. That guy had been there, I guess, for like a decade. So he probably only paid like whatever he started charging him when he first moved in like a decade earlier. It was probably like $400 or something. Because rent really has inflated a ton in Charlotte in the past like 15 years. So this guy was just like a soccer coach or soccer tutor or something for like kids who went to the private school, I guess. And he was a weird guy. He was a really weird guy. I wonder what happened to him. Because there's no way he found a place that was that good of a deal. That place was so fucking... I'll miss that. Having a 2-bedroom duplex for $700 a month was like... in freaking... like 5 minutes from... She thought it was a ferry. She did. She thought it was like a Tinkerbell type fairy or something. I don't know. I didn't want to like press details or anything because I was just trying to end the social interaction. To be honest. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to take a quick little break here. I'm running out of black paint. I need just like a smidge more to keep going. But I need to stretch, take a bathroom break. I'm gonna be back in like 5 minutes or so. Well, you know. She was probably in like her 60s or something. I'm not sure. She looked like she was in her 50s or 60s at the time. But you never know people's stories, you know. I try not to judge, but basically I just wanted the social interaction to end. I was just like, I don't think that's a fairy. Have a great day. You know, but it stretched out over 5 minutes. Me just kind of like listening to her talk. Poor thing. All right, y'all. I'll be back in a few minutes. See you in a few. Hey, Chroma, I'll be back in like 5 minutes. I'm taking a quick little break. I start streaming at like 10 at night or so. Vanessa says hello. Hey, Vanessa. How you doing? I'm chilling, working on the painting. So far, so good. Wait, that is like, hold on, that is way off. What did I do there? That's not right. One dog barks at something, the rest bark at him. You don't love Cherry's quote? I don't remember her picture. I've probably seen it, but I don't remember it. Alright, these lines don't have to be perfect. They're getting painted over later anyway. I'm gonna try and... I keep saying this. I'm gonna try and not focus intently. I'm not obsessed, but it's just not the way my brain works. I wish it did, but it doesn't. Said she loves the painting so far. Thank you. This building, I forget what the name of this building is. The one that's like wider on top. I don't really love that, but I'm gonna have to just live with it. I see the imperfections, the errors, and spacing that I made, but nobody else is really gonna notice that probably. Unless they're like inspecting it and comparing it directly to the source material. God, they are like hammering away on some shit out there. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Probably when I talk, it's slightly audible. I don't know, my mic picks up a lot of background noise. I've been thinking about getting a dynamic mic, which I think will, if I have to keep it like directly in front of my face, but it'll pick up way less background noise and stuff. Right now I have a condenser mic. Hearst Tower. Oh, that's the name of it? Didn't know that. I know it's relatively new. Whitney's quote was better in Wild World. I don't remember it. I've never been a big wolf fan in Animal Crossing. They just seem kind of basic to me. Same thing with cats. Oh my god, my fucking brush, man. These brushes are nice, but the like wood paint they put on the handle is terrible. So chippy. Even think about crossing me, just think about these pearly whites. That's a pretty good one. Is that the old one? Or the new one? It's like exactly where I'm holding it is just like chipping away. See if I can get some of them off. Guess that's what I get for using an old wooden handle paintbrush instead of like a plastic handle. I'd rather it just be not painted, honestly. But I guess that protects it probably if it sits in water for a long time. Most underrated species. I don't know. Penguins? I feel like penguins get a lot of love, but I feel like I never hear anyone say that penguins are their favorite. I mean, if it were me, my personal favorite's bears, but I don't know if they're underrated. Or maybe like the ostrich birds. Those are pretty cute. Something about the mice. The mice, yeah, I don't know. The mice do literally nothing for me. I don't think they're that cute. I'd say the most overrated species is deer. Why deer? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they're that cute. I just don't think. I think the ones that people fawn over, like Fauna, Diana, Eric. I don't know. I just don't find them that cute. I mean, they're cute. They're just not like. They're not my bag, I guess. I need to keep an eye on my phone. My husband's probably gonna call me. Oh my god, there's still so much left. Oh god. Please Nintendo, let this next update bring up quality of life stuff. I wish, but I highly doubt. Getting to work. Oh my god, but there's just so much left to do. Feeling overwhelmed. I was like feeling good a second ago, and then I was like, wait, there's still like a huge chunk of buildings, and some of these over here have a decent amount of like edging I'm gonna have to do to keep those lines intact. Have you considered teaching high school art? I went to school for art education, so I have the certificate. I'd have to get re-licensed at this point. It's not out of the question, but I don't know. When I did my student teaching, I don't know. Art teachers get treated like shit. Like they get treated like a joke, like a punchline by the students and the rest of the staff, is what I noticed. I'm not really into humiliation, you know? Like, nobody takes them seriously. In both schools I student taught at and all the places I substituted at, nobody treated the art teacher with a modicum of respect. So... I'm not saying it's out of the question, but I don't know. I guess I shouldn't be so picky. But when you gotta go to work every day, I mean, shit. Understandable, you had an art teacher that had a class of unruly kids. Yeah, I mean, especially in high school, I noticed that the sad thing is, like, here, so I wanted to be an art teacher because the art teacher I had in middle school was amazing. She was so nice, she was so kind. She was great. Her name was Miss Bolin. And she was like my favorite teacher for a really long time. And then when I did my student teaching in college, I actually got placed at the high school that she was at now. But her class was like literally a throwaway art class. So it was like they would just put problem children in there. Like it was basically just a class to put all of the bad kids in at once so that, you know, they would be at school but not be a problem for other teachers. And she hated her job. She didn't like it. And it was really sad to me to see the person that I actually like admired as a kid and was one of the main reasons I chose to be an art teacher have that situation. So that to me, I was like, holy shit, this is not good. And then the art teacher I actually was placed with was like the painting and drawing teacher, and he basically just made me take over his class for 6 weeks and did nothing. So he's just looking for somebody to like do his job for him for 6 weeks. I was like, oh my god, is this really what it's like? And then the substitute teaching was just the nail in the coffin. Oop. Other teachers can be awful, yeah. Other teachers straight up just like don't respect or, you know, take the art teacher's opinion on literally anything into consideration at all. Period. At all. Dijon? What is this old meme? I don't even remember where that came from now. Oh yeah. Yeah, my mustard yellow shirt. That shirt's long gone. Once I lost all that weight, I threw all those old clothes out. Which now I have no clothes that fit me anymore because I'm starting to gain weight again, but I'll just have to go buy more. Shouldn't be keeping clothes for very long anyway, in my opinion. When you're a kid, teaching seems like a cool job. You remember wanting to know what the lunchroom was like on the inside. It always seemed like it would be a pretty cushy, chill job, but it's really not. There's a lot of pressure on teachers to perform a certain way. It's all about test scores. Your whole job is in service to like just drilling away at numbers, test scores. I mean, I guess for an art teacher it's less that, but there are certainly projects and guidelines. Even as an art teacher, you still have to like follow. I don't think it's like being an art teacher in the previous generations where you just basically throw some materials down and say make. You know, you have to like legit create lesson plans, tie them into other teachers' curriculums and all that. which is not a bad thing, I guess. I mean, I don't know. My opinion is art should be treated more like a serious discipline, not just some throwaway activity where, oh, you can just, art is subjective and blah blah blah. I mean, there's actual talent involved. Am I the most talented person? Definitely not, but there's definitely like a skill set that can be taught and can be. But I don't know if like testing is the answer for that kind of thing, you know? Hey, smoke-free encouragement, thank you. We're on day, oh, I don't think I put my mark down for today. We're on day 25. I bought one of those CVS tests and failed. I'm gonna buy another one probably in like another 2 weeks. Try it again. Those teachers that mock art teachers, you like to hand them a brush, right? Yeah, they don't have any artistic skill. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm sure there's other teachers outside of the arts that have artistic skills, but it's just not appreciated. It's not treated like a real skill by a lot of people. It's very undervalued. Unless you're like in the art industry, art community, doing exhibits and shows, but that's like a community you have to like pay and ingratiate yourself to become a part of. It's not just something you wander in by luck. Nothing is. No industry in America is something that you just like wander into by luck, unless you're like right place, right time. Think I'll be a great teacher. Well, yeah, if I decide to do it. I wanted to do elementary age kid art. But honestly, the amount of prep work that goes into prepping an art project for hundreds of kids is insane. And there, you know, a lot of like, oh, we need a thing for we need a display for our thing. Can you come make our bulletin board for us? Actually, no, I had materials to prep for 500 students by Thursday. No, I can't. That kind of thing, you know? When you say no, it's like a problem. At least the art teacher I was with when I did my student teaching. GameStop's in trouble. Yeah, I don't think GameStop will be around in like a decade. I really don't. Digital's just too convenient. Their business models were completely reliant on like physical product in an industry that, you know, everyone, well, I don't want to say everyone benefits from going digital, but it certainly is way more convenient. I haven't bought a physical game since the Switch came out. Breath of the Wild was the last physical game I've bought. Everything since then has been 100% digital. We watched a few YouTube videos by ex-GameStop employees. They said it was a nightmare to work there. Yeah, I think they pressure the employees a lot to make sales goals when stuff like that's completely out of their hands. Like, the employees aren't the ones, you know, people don't go into GameStop to be upsold. They go into GameStop because they know what they want to buy. You know, you're not going into GameStop to browse, right? I mean, I never did. So it's like they would be highly pressured to perform certain sales goals when it's like, well, people just aren't walking in the door, or people come for their one game. They're not going to walk out with 3 games. You can't really upsell them on anything other than like maybe a pre-order. And I'm sure that hasn't changed. Something about like the way management or like regional management will shift the blame onto employees for not meeting goals is like really insidious. Like, they don't get paid enough to make sure your huge multinational like corporation is thriving. And yet all the blame gets shifted onto them. I don't know, everyone who probably pops into my stream is like, God, this guy really hates capitalism. It's true, though. I do. Yeah, Alex, you would think that, but there's so many people out there that just don't have that point of view. I don't know. Maybe I underestimate people. I probably underestimate people. Donated almost 500 to Bernie. Too bad the DNC screwed him over. Yeah. I wish I could donate, but I can't. Just don't make enough. It is not within my realm of possibility. But I always commend those who can, that actually do. There's just a lot of people on Twitch who come to Twitch to not discuss, like, a rule in like 80% of Twitch channels is don't discuss politics. Because people are so scared that they'll lose viewers. Well, whatever. People don't like what I'm saying, they can just go find another channel to watch. My bad, don't ban me. I don't give a shit. People can discuss politics here, please. I think feel-good vibes are good, but also a healthy dose of reality and not burying your head in the sand is better. Hey, smoke-free encouragement. Thank you, Alex. Ugh. Alright, I feel like I got through like 50% of the black building details. Maybe like somewhere in the 40s, like, yeah, maybe more like 40%. I thought that this side has the taller buildings, but it has a lot more like big swaths of nothing. Like this one's got a lot of detail in here, quite a bit going on in this building. This little area is super tightly packed with details. Can't really see them because of the glare of the paper, but there's a lot. All right. Ooh, good song. Let's see. Oh, shit, I didn't even realize I did that. All right. Getting there. I'll be really happy when this part's done. This is the part I was kind of like dreading. That's why I take long gaps between stuff. Because I always know the amount of work that's going into the next part is just going to be staggering. Thinking with the rest of this painting it won't be as bad. Because the sky details are going to be like the really fun part. I think I'll play with the foliage and stuff details as well. Like I might make those really painterly and kind of Van Gogh-esque with like just really chunky brush marks and stuff, and just do them really kind of quick and loose to balance the like very linear and perfect. Well, I don't want to say perfected, but the linear and very organized buildings, you know, kind of balance out that with some really loose painterly moments in the sky and the tree line, the foliage and stuff. Can you paint the huge gas leak somewhere in there? There's a gas leak? Where's the gas leak? Downtown? For real? It's the first I've heard of that. I don't watch a lot of local news, honestly. We have cable here. It's like part of our rent package. But honestly, the thing we use most from that is we have free HBO, so we get HBO Max. I've been using the hell out of HBO Max. It's actually got a lot of good shit on it. 360,000 something gallons so far. Is that liquid gas, or is it like air fumes gas? Liquid? That's Jesus. That's disgusting. Let me guess. Duke Energy's involved. That has Duke Energy written all over it. Those fucking assholes. Our power bill here, our power bill here is kind of outrageous. We actually, I don't know, it's a pretty big apartment. It's like I think 11, no, I think it's like 900 square feet. For a one bedroom, it's pretty big. We've got like a sunroom, a dining space, a walk-in storage closet that would have a washer and dryer if the unit came with that, a walk-in closet, a really big bedroom. The bedroom's huge. So our power bill here is like 100 and something a month. But you know, Jade likes to keep it pretty chilly up in here. That's so much liquid gas, man. That's gross. Colonial Pipeline. Okay, so Duke's not involved. For once, they're not the polluters of our environment around here. When I worked at the floral shop, I actually got to go, I think it was it the Duke building? It might have been the Bank of America building. I got to go to like the top floors. to set up a flower arrangement for like a executive party. They had like basically like a hotel staff, kitchen, and all kinds of shit up there. It was crazy. I was not aware of this gas leak at all. I'll have to read up on it. So I can start vocally slamming them. Love a good trash talk. Of a corporation? Of course. I don't know, a lot of these lines were based off of real windows and stuff, but now I'm just kind of making shit up. Not 100% accurate anymore. It was never going to be 100% accurate though, let's be real. Taking liberties. Some teenagers found it. The company didn't even notice. If they lost 360,000 gallons, they noticed. There's no way they didn't notice. But of course, their response is going to be that they didn't notice, to save face. They were probably looking for it, they just didn't know where it was. I don't buy that. But I don't have the facts, so that is simply speculation. But I am quite the skeptic, quite the cynic. But that just sounds like too easy of a, oh, we had no idea. Like you lost almost 500,000 gallons of gas. Okay, 250,000 gallons of gas. Still, they noticed. If they didn't notice, then whoever was in charge of that probably is no longer employed there. The town said 2 teens discovered the spill while they were riding ATVs in the other Oler Nature Preserve. The leak, which Colonial Pipeline said was due to failed equipment, started in a massive pipe underneath part of the preserve. Why the hell was it even going through the preserve in the first place? Assholes. I was watching the streamer play 3D All-Stars. She's an Animal Crossing streamer, but she said she could feel sunshine in 64, felt dated, but was glad she played something different. Yeah, honestly, a lot of early 3D games have aged way worse than like all 2D platformers. Like, it's all in the controls and the camera. Like, they were obviously figuring things out at that time. But there's a lot of frustration in those games when you go back to them, having played something like Odyssey, where they've really perfected that formula to a degree. When you revert back to those old controls, it's like tough to like recondition yourself. Hey, all right, enjoy your dinner. Take it easy. I think my husband's knocking. That was really loud. Okay, I don't think it was him. Oh, it was. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up. Oh God, sorry, babe. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Alright, yeah, I am stopping here, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. I will be back tonight to play some Animal Crossing. Y'all have a good evening, and I'll see you later. Bye.